this is Dumont, and I'm back for another Transformers comic book review. This time it's issue number 14. I know it's been a while, but actually, I really like doing these comic book reviews because it takes you to back in time when Marvel created these things, and it shows you Transformers like kind of like in a way you've never seen them before. So, okay, the first step is to talk about the cover. This one I have to say is probably, not probably, it's the worst cover so far. It's the most unattractive. Uh, I don't like it at all, really. So let's move on. You know, of course, we've had all these awesome covers, so I guess it's about time they had a cover that wasn't all that great. I guess it's not that bad, but it's definitely not good. Okay, so inside we finally get to see Jetfire. He's getting branded. Basically, they're putting the Autobot insignia right on his chest, and you know, they're going through the whole ceremony, so that's kind of cool. You know, you get to see how that works. And inside the Ark, of course, that's where that's happening. We continue on, and they're going to revive one, two, three, I believe 5 Autobots. That, you know, remember, this is what, like 4 million years later, or something like that. So a tremendous amount of time has passed by, and a lot of these Autobots, their essence has been saved somehow, and they're using it to revive them. So these guys, pretty much, they've lived their lives, and it should have been over. But Prime needs their help, of course, in this war between the Autobots and Decepticons. So he revived those guys, and guess who's in charge to, you know, tell them about how to behave on Earth and stuff like that? It's Bumblebee. So who I think is a good person for that. And now, you know, as we keep reading, we go back into Shockwave is back in command, and it's very surprising it's not Megatron, because in the last issues it looked like Shockwave was gone and Megatron would be back to replace him, but no, that is not the case. So Shockwave is back in command and Megatron is MIA. So I think for the time being, Starscream tried to, of course, take control, of course, you know, as you would expect. But Shockwave comes in, and Shockwave has like a new device. It's he calls it a power siphon, and finally we get to see like what looks like the energon cubes. Okay, so this thing converts the oil and, you know, any kind of energy pretty much into energon cubes. So that's an incredible machine that Shockwave just brought out of nowhere, and evidently there's like this huge concert that's going to go on, and it's basically supposed to be a Bruce Springsteen concert, but they had to change the names a little bit. And it's this issue right here is pretty much what I would call a filler. Nothing major really happens, all right? But on the other hand, it's a very important issue because it really goes through they take the chance, because it is a filler, they take the time to go ahead and put in small explanations, you know, like that scene where Jetfire got branded and how they go through the ceremony, you know. And right here, Bumblebee is teaching the Autobots that just been revived, basically. You know, he's teaching them how to behave like a human, not like a human, but on Earth. You know, with when they're going into public, into society. And it's interesting because apparently they don't talk about this, or I've never seen this before, but in this issue they do, is apparently they're able to create like these fake-looking humans that are driving inside them. And basically they're talking, but these like, I don't want to say puppets, but these fake human-shaped things are there, and they, you know, kind of interact. And they supposedly, from reading the comic books right here, it looks like they can kind of move and stuff a little bit, but, you know, it doesn't fool any human being. It only works like from far away, and like they stop into a gas station, and the gas attendants are pretty much like, you know, I think I spoke to a ventriloquist, you know. So it doesn't really work in close range, but, you know, for far range, it doesn't look too crazy. So Bumblebee's telling them, you know, you're not supposed to just go anywhere, you have to follow traffic laws and stuff like that. So meantime, the concert's going, and the Autobots are kind of digging it for some reason, and all of a sudden, pretty much the sound goes out, and the Decepticons are doing it, and Prime tells Bumblebee, "Do not engage the enemy." Well, Bumblebee and his crew basically engage the enemy. So this whole thing is happening in the concert. The people in the audience actually think it's part of the concert, so they're going like, "Wow, this is the best concert ever! Awesome special effects or whatever." And the Autobots are telling the people on stage, the band, to just like pretend and go with it type thing. In the meantime, Shockwave is at the very bottom. It's like in an underground place where they were stacking up energon cubes from the loud noise of the concert. And Shockwave pretty much encounters Bumblebee, and he's ready to blast everything. Shockwave flies out in his awesome gun mode. By the way, they did make the WST World's Smallest Transformers Shockwave. Just came out recently. Looks awesome. I've been very, very tempted to buy it. Anyway, so Shockwave is about to just blast the audience, blast everything into smithereens, and Bumblebee is able to backfire it. He like tosses an energon cube at him, and it blows up in his face type thing. And Prime is like, Bumblebee, that wasn't good. Why did you disobey orders? Bumblebee's like, kind of like, I had to. Prime's like, you know what, you're loyal anyway, which, I don't know, this doesn't make sense to me. So that was the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Next episode seems to get better. But like I said, for filler, they did a really good job. And it explains a lot of things, like smaller details of how do the Autobots actually operate, and, when they are driving around humans and stuff like that. So in that sense, it was very interesting.